would be of Giannis talking about how even though he's the best player in the league, was on the best defensive team in the regular season, the best team in the regular season with the best record, and the favorite by everyone in all of media to go to the finals and win it. A lot of people's favorite to win the finals. He goes out there. Reporter asks him, "Is this season a failure?" In kind of a dumb way. So I get why Giannis responded the way he did, but the fact that he wasn't absolutely crushed, and then we have people coming out and saying like, "Oh, I would show my son this." Like, this is like the important things. Like, no, 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 no. When you're a professional and you have the expectations, you have the talent, and you don't go out there, get it done, and perform when you have not only a 14-point lead going into the fourth quarter and a 16-point lead, and you let one guy get 98 points versus you, and then you come out and say it wasn't a failure when you went out there and choked it. This team lost Victor Oladipo. Not only was he a huge piece off their bench, they also lost Tyler Hero. I don't know, 20 points a game, just gone for the Miami Heat. And then Kyle Lowry, broken down body, going out there taking charges, getting it done. Bam Adebayo, struggling all series, goes out in game 5, sticks it out, gets a triple double. I was tough on Bam. I want to see more from him, and Bam has come out and he's performed. He's performing so far in this Knicks series, but for Giannis to come out and say that this isn't a failure when you had Brooke Lopez dropping 25 and Chris Middleton out here, Drew Holiday was balling when you weren't there. It's like, this isn't a failure when you missed 12 freaking free throws, which is one of your worst performances in a long time. And you had the one and only Kevin Wildes coming out on national television saying that you should shoot underhand for your free throws next year and shoot a diaper. That's how bad you are at the free throw line. And this season isn't a failure. Come on. The fact that Giannis wasn't crushed for this, kind of infuriating.
Ask me this. The Bruins, we just talked about them at the beginning of the season. Was their season a failure?
Yes.
The Grizzlies, who were talking all the shit in the regular season, and them losing in the first round, do you think that's a failure?
Yeah, they're the 2 seed and they lost to a 7.
Exactly. The Bucks, they pretty much had to contain Jimmy Butler. If you contain Jimmy Butler, you beat the Heat because nobody else there can put up a bucket quite like him. And you got destroyed by him. I mean, for me, this is a series that dampens Giannis's legacy, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, you're the number 1 seed. You're the best team in all of basketball throughout the regular season. You have a good roster around you, and you choke to the 8th seed.
Yeah.
This is something that, say what you will about LeBron, say what you will about Steph, Michael Jordan, some of the all-time great players, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Shaq, you name it. This would never happen to any of these guys. They would not be losing to the 8th seed. And I'm not going to sit here and discredit Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler deserves a lot of praise, and we're going to give him a bunch of praise in just a minute. But this is absolutely a failure. Every single time you go out into the playoffs and you're the 1 seed, your expectation is to at least win a couple of playoff series. But the main goal is to win a title. And you've won a title. You have different expectations than other superstars, especially if you're the best player in the league, which many people consider you to be, and you're a finalist for the MVP. And that means that ultimately, every single year they expect you to win a title. And if you don't make a title, you need a deep playoff run. Not to lose in 5 games to the Miami Heat. This is a colossal failure. Not only that, situationally, I mean, you're talking about a Bucks team that's won a World Series, won a NBA title, and in the closing minutes of Game 5, just absolutely fumbling, not calling a timeout, not showing up in overtime. Granted, Jimmy Butler had a fantastic play to bring it into overtime.
Yeah.
But situationally, just being a complete mess, and you mentioned the free throws, it's like, this is a colossal failure. This isn't just a failure. This is a choke job by the Milwaukee Bucks.